Mayegun don come,
Can in the touchlight every corner.
Mayegun don come,
Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get it higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you ladder.
Mayegun don come,
My people make we shout.
Mayegun don come,
Mayegun don come, man of the masses.
Mayegun don come,
Mayegun diary politico.
Mayegun don come,
This one not they off in mind.
Mayegun don come,
Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man pikin dey the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you ladder.
Mayegun don come,
My people make you shout.
Mayegun don come,
Mayegun don come, man of the masses.
Mayegun don come.
Mayegun na one.
Morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live.
Mayegun na wa mo, la mo dododo.
Mayegun diary,
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Mayegun diary,
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary,
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary.
Tonight might kind of look strange to some people. Oh dear, Mayegun, you started late or you are starting late tonight. No. What happened is that, our time has changed in the UK, which now puts Nigeria an hour ahead of us. So this is 9 p.m. in Nigeria for those who are watching live, and it is still 8 p.m. in the UK. So for those who are still up and going to be joining us, thank you. And for those who are not really in Nigeria, you can reset your time now. So if you are watching from, for example, if you're watching from United States, right? If your time frame of joining Mayegun usually is around 3 or 4 o'clock, what you have to do now is to just add 1 hour to the time you normally join me. We'll get used to it, but share the broadcasts for tonight. Yeah. Share the broadcast. Yeah.
Lórí Facebook. Lórí YouTube. Bàbá bá gbé wúrẹ́. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Share it and share it and share it. Thank you.
Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá.
Thank you. There's a clip that should be coming on in a minute.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnràgì.
Yeah.
seriously sad and unacceptable. But nobody can return alive. She has answered the call. Be it Christian or Muslim, we all accepted that it's certain we're going to die one day. We don't know which date. But we must not use this incident to divide ourselves. We must use it as a cure to the security problem. Additional police, additional patrol, and additional security reinforcement along our road in the various blind spots. It is necessary. We have discussed that.
Tinubu is singing Yoruba anthem. Now tonight, share the broadcast because it's going to be a long night. We now have, yeah, tell them, prayer docent. Thank you so much, ma. I got your message just before I opened the studio. So today, Omo Yoruba all over the world, the politics is now back there. I mean, back in Yoruba land. And it is about to show the characters of those you all call leaders as well. Mind you, for everyone who has taken a position that they want to rescue Nigeria, okay? You have no moral right, all right, to question any other person as well, okay? You don't, because now all of them will be the same. And I will try my best to make you understand that tonight. But when you hear about Afenifere, I remember that whenever election is coming, that is the moment you will know that, there are many Yorubas. Okay? Even when election is gone, that those who are also the election produced, the Yorubas that the election produced, instead of them to be one and say, I want Yoruba, you will see that they are like what? Many Yorubas. And Afenifere is so prominent with the media in Nigeria. Mind you, just for the record, Afenifere doesn't support the breakup of Nigeria. I hope you know that, so that we are very clear. Now, Afenifere, the Yoruba socio-political group, comprises of the Yorubas, mostly old people. Now, the Yorubas who are like the product of that same Nigeria, they were either, board members, former senators, former presidential advisor, former presidential candidate, former this, former that, who are actually like, who have used the Yoruba, what do you call it? The Yoruba trademark, to make enough names and money for themselves. So it's never really about Yoruba. I am saying this to you, all of you who are like a young people, who have read a lot from your childhood. You have been reading the opinions of these men. They are called elders. But the bottom line is this. It is actually the classism, whereby they represent the elite parts who are comfortable with Nigeria and whatever they can use in negotiation, they will use it. And Yoruba, that brand, has been traded by these guys all their lives. And most of the time, you get to see them whenever election is coming. Remember that sometimes in September, Pa Ayo Adebanjo, the one that seems to be so prominent among the Afenifere. For those of you who don't know their history, okay, Afenifere comprises of the Yorubas who felt like what the military took or was taken away from the Yoruba people in the 90s, required the collective, united collaboration of all Yorubas to fight back and free Yorubas from the hands of the Fulanis who were controlling the military. That was the birth. Most of them, they formed the part, Nadeko and the rest, right? They formed them in exile while they were chased away from Nigeria. So going back, when it was time for democracy and all of that, so they represent that block of, okay, who are those we should talk to in Yoruba land self if we say we want to form another Nigeria? So these characters have positioned themselves. They are elderly men and women who, respect them for what they are, yeah? But overall, you will realize that none of what they stand for is in the interest of Yoruba land, even though they will swear with everything in them that they have been fighting including Tinubu. He will tell you, I have been fighting all my life for the Yoruba people. You get that now, but it's not, they've not been fighting for me. Nah, not in that Nigeria. You know that. So, the Baba de Banjo, they came out with a very well publicized World Press Congress, press conference, and they stated their reasons why they are going to adopt Peter Obi. In their own words, though, they said they are adopting Peter Obi because of equity, justice, and fairness. That is a two-way thing. That the presidency of Nigeria after Bukwari, a Fulani man from northern Nigeria, the right thing is for the power presidency to come down to the south. But in fairness and justice and equity, in this dispensation of democracy, this demonstration of grace, the lies you are telling yourselves, right? That the Yorubas have had the shot of being president and vice president in the last 23 years. That in fairness, right, when they look at the southerners in the race, the Afenifere Adebanjo decided to support Peter Obi, an Igbo, a presidential candidate of Igbo extraction that has never produced the president of Nigeria ever. I know you talk about Azikiwe. I beg you, we'll not go back that far now, okay? So equity and justice and fairness, Nigeria has 6 geopolitical zones. So they said they supported him, but guess what? The other Afenifere, they didn't see anything. Everybody shout mellow. You know they say Obi no they give shishi. So let's assume that, many other Tinubu supporters, Lagos Abobakus and the rest of them, who personally make mockery of Yoruba nation. Yoruba nation, if you're a Yoruba man, and you say, for equity and justice, one Nigeria, I am supporting Obi. they will say you are a Biafran, IPOB. But I'm a Yoruba man. Oh, I know your type. You are the Yoruba nation. Yoruba nation. They make mockery of Yoruba nation. Yeah. But whenever it is convenient, when they need that validation, oh dear, please don't starve them of it. When Adebanjo said Yorubas are endorsing Peter Obi, they were the first to say Adebanjo is on his own. It doesn't speak for the Yoruba people. And I agree. Baba Adebanjo doesn't speak for Yoruba people. 100%. I agree. You may not agree, but I'm saying this to you. It doesn't represent me. It might speak things that are kind of, in a way that you feel like, well, Baba, that's some deep thing. Oh, I agree with you on that, Baba. Oh, no, I don't. But if you check me, I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about you, brethren, in the temple of truth. You all have your independent minds. What I do here is to help you bring the pieces of all of the, the mysteries. Bring the pieces together so that the lies they tell and retell again, right? The same lies that they have been using to manipulate you will never work on you. But you have your mind. But when it comes to me, that Baba Adebanjo, Afenifere, Afenifunje, Afenifebi, Afenifekua, whatever that you might want to call them, right? They don't speak for me. And I'm a bona fide, full-blooded Yoruba son. Yes. Do you get that now? So the Lagos Abapuku said, no, they didn't speak. They said, Baba Adebanjo hated Tinubu and he has a personal grudge with Tinubu. That is why he's not supporting him. Okay, makes sense. Actually, we didn't know that they were working. Is the best person that could tell you more, and his word could summarize most of the things I would want to say. But don't worry. The genesis of how Afenifere became factionalized, how AD died a natural death in Yoruba land, and how the supposed Yoruba think tanks, the Yoruba professors, academia, diplomats, and few, many other like that, things that could normally have helped them to shape the political ideology of Yoruba land in a way that it won't be this kind of Iruwa, Ogiriwa, Agbero, forgers, and all these criminals that are now parading themselves as political representatives of Yoruba land. So they know if Yinka Odumaki was to be alive, he would have probably helped us to, to kind of update us, rejig your memory, but I'll do my best. So they have been factionalized. We didn't know that behind the scene, they are working tirelessly to get Baba 90 years old to Baba 84 years. Olufalaye, Baba 90 years old, Papa Shoranti, and so many other people like that, who mostly, you won't believe this, majority of them who once Afenifere got divided, factionalized, those who went with Tinubu, they have been enjoying a coded private healthcare support, financial support, including jobs for their children, okay? Appointment and the rest of that within Yoruba land, within Yoruba political space. Many of them, they are surviving on the board appointments that they are getting from federal government of Nigeria, even though you won't see them. They don't go anywhere, but they are board members, board chairmen. That's what they are surviving on. In the last 20 what? In the last 20 years. So many of them who they are being alive today to Tinubu. I'm not joking, like for real. This is like, so behind the scene, they need to come out. And if they want to come out, they have to come out so loud. That this is Yoruba land. Even when Buhari to shekene to lule, to shekeji to lule, to sheketa to lule, to wa sukun lori kiletin pe, lori TV. Before Tinubu came to his aid. And he said, this time around, though, Yoruba lokan. And in this Yoruba land, Ohun lokan.
So if he wants to get if he wants to get any, what do you call it, any kind of endorsement, it has to be something loud and, and that's what they gave to him, to the point that they even played him Yoruba nation anthem, the same Yoruba land, that Bokwari and his Fulani terrorist, armed terrorist in Yoruba land forest have ravaged, ransacked, impoverished, and in fact, sent our own citizens into refugee camps in another country. But even when they killed the supposed leader of Afenifere, Pafashoranti, Tinubu was there in defense of Bokwari. He said, don't let us tribalize or ethnicize these killings. And that's what they have been saying. Please don't do, stop it, Don't say Fulani, don't say, majority, there are copycats. There are Yorubas too who are kidnappers. Let us talk about that one too, okay? You get what I mean now? As if to say that then cancel the evidence report which has prompted the Yoruba governor. So even though they have no resources to prosecute this idea of Yoruba defending Yoruba land, here you get, because of the threat of the Fulani terrorists in Yoruba land, which is evidence, right? Because of it, the Yoruba started the supposed state police, Amotekun. But Bokwari's government, that Tinubu defend every now and then, right? Said they cannot carry arms to defend to defend Yoruba land. And you know why? So I'll come back to that. I mean, when they killed Pafashoranti's daughter, he was there to sympathize with him, and he warned, please don't make this the tribal and all that stuff, right? But let's go to the first faction of the people that endorsed Obi. You see, there's something people have said about southern Nigeria, which I am beginning to, I think I have known, but I'm beginning to believe more and more and more as the day unravels. Okay, Afenifere, a divided Afenifere, right, cannot take any serious political position in Nigeria that is going to make any serious impact anywhere. That is another one. I told you the first one. The first one about Afenifere is that they don't speak for all the Yorubas. They are Yoruba leaders, so Yoruba think tanks and the rest of them, from their own, experience, but we know what they represent. Nobody can put wounds over our eyes anymore. Do you understand? We know who they are. But forever they have done, the first part is that they are not interested in Nigeria breaking up so that Yoruba can have an independence Yoruba region. No, Afenifere is not in support of that. That's number one. Okay. So the second, what do you call it? The second one is that they don't speak for all Yorubas. They speak for themselves, which they have the right to. In fact, they also have Yorubas who actually believe in them. But with what they have become, again, they don't speak for all Yoruba. Same thing from my experience. The Ohanese and the Igbo, they are not interested in Nigeria breaking up or Biafra happening. Okay, I'll tell you what they are interested in. I'll tell you what Afenifere said they are interested in. All of that are just bargaining chip to remain, part of the beneficiary of whatever crumbs Nigeria is offering the elite of your tribe. Okay, Ohanese and Igbo is not interested in breakup of Nigeria. Okay, and they don't speak for all the Igbos. They also speak for themselves. Okay, now back to Yoruba land. The what do you call it? The first faction said Obi came and Obi spoke to them. He told them his ideas. He told them about restructuring. He told them about almost everything they want to probably hear, right? Obi told them. But I have a clip of what he told them. If you are not in a hurry, right? This is what Obi told the first faction of Afenifere Yoruba, and they endorsed him. Okay, then I'll take you again to, I don't know what Tinubu told them, but it's like, it's Omowani Arawani. Yeah, we'll get back to that. So let's go to the first part who endorsed Obi. What did he tell them? Just about 5 minutes if you have the time.
The money they borrowed in that month is not up to 40% of what we lost. Because if you use, like I told them yesterday, I said, because I will use figure, you say, oh, let me use your own average. Because when you use a black market rate, they use the official rate. Sorry, I said everyone. For me, that rate doesn't exist. But in order to do their list yesterday, I said, okay, your own is 410, my own is 690. We put two of them together, 1,100, divide it to 550. Let's use 550 as our average. Use it to go and multiply 2,445,000. You have 1,344,750, 344,750 million naira. That's what we lost in 1 month. That's the crisis we face as a country. And nobody cares because it's official stealing. Navy will clear the ship to come. Because no ship can come into our territory without the kind of Navy. SSS, everybody's in there. They will clear it to come. But that is another day. Our debts are getting worse. I ask people who are in business, tell me how this business is surviving. If not that we are faking ourselves. First 4 months of this year, our total revenue was 1,630,000,000,000. First 4 months, from January to April 30th. Our total expenditure within the same period was 4,720,000,000,000. So we had a deficit of 3.1 trillion. And how is this business surviving? Because we're just printing money and sharing. Which is just but that is by the way. That's not what we have. We are here for other things. And my solution, we are here to talk about the solution. Yesterday we were asked issue of restructuring. So some of you will. First, somebody said to me, and I want everybody to go and watch that tape. Somebody said to me, well, that some other person was talking about restructuring. And I would have just said I concord with him and said, no, not like that. It's not about it. But I said, when a foundation is fought, go and listen to me on that tape. Everything you're building on it is free. We are all in it, but we also in our own part doing what we want to do. And I believe that it is it's not for the president. Because when people say, oh, president, I tell everybody, Pat knows that I tell him every day, and I tell everybody who is following me, it is when we win the election that we sit down, though he knows, I said to them, and the problem of Nigeria is that we come together, we agree, we shout, we do everything, then after election, everybody goes home. That is the problem. If we have come to the park and decided we need everything, that's what we lost in 1 month. Within that month, federal government borrowed money to solve this money. I said, further, if you don't understand, Israel is 22.2 square kilometers of land. Israel, 9 million people. 9 million. Total export last year was $59.8 billion, almost 60 billion. We are 923. So even if we take 23 of our this and give this way, we have 900,000 here. Take our population, cancel 10. We have 190. And they need more export than we did. I said, and you're telling me the way to fix dollar is to flog everybody. No, it's to put all these millions of people into production. You measure a country, not by measure, you measure a country not by measure or not by land, not by so,
He really didn't have any answer on that restructuring. For real. He stylishly said, after election, as in, you know, we have to come together. But let me tell you, in a clear term, what he said, his own plan for restructuring is that it will require a constitutional change to restructure Nigeria, which is impossible. You see, Nigeria is a system of robbing Peter to pay Paul. A restructured Nigeria means everybody go carry his own pot of soup. If you like, cook beans. If you like, cook sand. If you like, cook whatever you want to, whatever you can afford is what you're going to eat. That is the point blank restructuring, which indeed is the unofficial breakup of Nigeria. And the only thing that glues Nigeria together is the resources that they are managing to extract from the place, sell off and loot, as well as the name that they can use to borrow, you know, the generations of futures to come. Like, just put them up for sale. That is the only brand they have to sell. And if you should say you want to restructure it, you know what that means, right? I'll tell you. The reason why restructuring is a fraud, and Obi knows that. But what he told them was that before they can do all of changing constitution, doing this, doing that, he will use his own presidential veto power. No, veto power. What do you call that power again? Presidential executive order. Abi, is that what you call it? Right. Executive order to release some power to the regions, to the states, to the local government areas, to give them some level and, you know, which he can do temporarily, but one signature of another person can wipe it off in another 1 minute. So it's, you know, it is like say, what's they call that thing? Shana snake venom. No, be snake venom. There's something they called, like when they want to sell bobo for you, when they want to scam you. And most of the time, you know, restructuring Nigeria is a very, very, very technical question and very, very complex one. And at the same time, it is a very straightforward one. Do you understand that? So every one of them see that as a banana peel. The likes of Tinubu and co, they know how to dance around it. And they have managed to dance around it several times. So when they asked Obi, it was like, you know, what we see is that once I become president, yeah, I can just use my presidential order and just give some power. For example, I can give the presidential order that the Amotekun should be carrying weapons and defend themselves. That is not law. Do you get that now? And stuff like that. Just let me get that power so that I can do that. He has no National Assembly that is likely going to help him. Do you understand? Then he quickly jumped to his comfort zone, his forte, which is talking about numbers, talking about production, talking about money, business, and the rest of that. That is his forte. That is where he can, I mean, you know, he can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on, and you'll be like, wow. Oh, nah, Bobo. All for one Nigeria. One fair by any. But it worked. The first faction of Afenifere, they stamped it. This is our candidate for equity and justice, Peter Obi.
The current president is a Fulani from the Northwest, and by virtue of the zoning arrangement that has governed Nigeria since 1999, power is supposed to return to the South imminently. The Southwest, as I have pointed out, has produced a president and currently sits as VP. The South House has spent a total of 6 years in the presidency, but the Igbo people of the Southeast have never tasted presidency in Nigeria. And now the power is due back in the South. Equity demands that it be ceded to the Igbo. We cannot continue to demand that the Igbo people remain in Nigeria while we at the same time continue to brutally marginalize and exclude them from the power dynamic. Peter Obi is the person of Igbo extraction that the Afenifere has decided to support and to back. He is the man we trust to restructure the country back to federalism on the assumption of office. We will not compromise this principle of justice, equity, and inclusiveness because one of our own, Tinubu, is a front-line candidate. It is on this principle we condemn the PDP for sponsoring Atiku Abubakar, a northern Fulani Muslim, to succeed General Muhammad Buhari, another Fulani Muslim who will soon complete 8 years of uneventful and disastrous rule. One can imagine such a high degree of political insensitivity. On our part, we are certainly not alien to sacrificing personal interests in the quest for a national coalition to put Nigeria on the proper pedestal. In this regard, the starting point is Southern solidarity, for which we first enacted a handshake across the Niger, which had dovetailed to the Southern and Middle Belt Leaders Forum. We enjoyed the labor movement, students, youth organizations, women associations, and every institution whose foundation is built on fairness and justice to join hands in this task of enthroning a democratic government by supporting Peter Obi. If we are sincere and honest about keeping Nigeria together in peace, the slogan henceforth should be to keep Nigeria one. Everybody should be Obidati compliant. Until this government is changed, until you put Obidati in power, you have no government at all. Is it ABC that will do it for you? Or is it Atiku? They are all spent force. And they all rely on the fact that they know how to read the election. But we are waiting for them. This government must be changed to have peace.
Baba de Banjo. Baba o. I mean, can I say that Baba no talk true when they said Obi has promised them that he was going to, he's going to restructure Nigeria. Okay, I won't say that because I don't want to insult anybody tonight, okay? So instead of saying the Agbalagba Paro, I will just say that no fitara true. You know what you use Kofitara true. So that was how Obi, that's why they said all Yorubas should become Obidati compliant. Sure, you see why my own job is so serious and so difficult now.
Mayegun, we have been talking and talking all this while. We should have done more. We need action. This Yoruba nation. Look at Yoruba elders. They said people should go and be obedati. How my own job go call easy? I know they there. Then they there. People see them. They listen to them. Abi. Because somebody said it's going to restructure Nigeria. Obi will restructure Nigeria. Obi will not get clue of how to even restructure anything. Because he knows restructuring Nigeria is breaking up of Nigeria. No joke. But Baba came out, Baba said, Obi has told them that he's going to do it and all of that. You know, oh, come on, man. Anyway, that's how he got his endorsement. But when Tinubu heard of it, or there is no name that Lagos Abobakus, there is no name that they didn't call this Baba. This is, you know, that stuff. The real Afeniferes are going to call Tinubu soon. But I want wo Afenifere, I want wo Afenifere. Lagos Abobakus. Ẹkú ìpàdé Akure ni. Ẹ̀yin aláìlójútì. But nevertheless, ta la Afenifere, àwa la Afenifere.
Àwọn wo la Afenifere náà? Ta la Afenifere, àwa la Afenifere.
So, the last time, well, not the last time. The last time it was in Ondo, it was in a war, and he gave them 50 million naira after the terrorist attack in a war. But before then, prior to that, talking about the insecurity that the Yoruba land we are facing, you know, it's sad. Even though they love to deny it and live in denial of it, including Tinubu, for political reasons. They don't want to offend Bokwari. 5 years. Is it up to 5 years now? That's quite a while. 2017. I know. They killed the daughter of the man who happened to be the former leader of Afenifere. You see those ones who are with Obi, the Yorubas who are with Obi, no, they are not Afenifere. So now the people with Tinubu, they are the Afenifere. In their book, the Yoruba land, there are so many of you. You don't know how much you have indirectly hurt that land because of your politics, the politics of your stomach, the politics of your greed, selfishness, and self-centeredness. Look at Yoruba land. Look at your children. Look around you. Look how you are living. And just look around you and check and see if you are proud of what these rogues have done in the last 23 years in Yoruba land. I know the damages have been done already. There's nothing I will say to you that will probably make you see the light, but something will touch you. Something which kind of, you know, get you to see it eventually. So today, it was in Ondo. But when I was checking about all that happened in Ondo today, this is the first one that came to my mind. 4 years ago, where are the cows? 5 years ago, 2022, Tinubu finally
meets the cows. A throwback, ladies and gentlemen, for when they killed the daughter of Papa Shoranti, Funke Arakunrin, by the Fulani terrorists. Yeah.
It's seriously sad and unacceptable. But nobody can return her life. She has answered the call. Be it Christian or Muslim, we all accepted that it's certain we're going to die one day. We don't know which date. But we must not use this incident to divide ourselves. We must use it as a cure to the security problem. Additional police, additional patrol, and additional security reinforcement along our road in the various blind spots. It is necessary. We have discussed that among the various authorities, and the government is eminently aware and being proactive about it. The security challenges are numerous across this country. We have to fight across this country. We have to fight it. We are going through that period. More police are being recruited. But it takes time to train and deploy to various areas. Being stretched. Nobody prepares more than themselves for this. Because if you look at Samvara, you look at Toshu, you look at Ekiti, you look at Ondo, you look at all, then we have to fight poverty, unemployment, and all that causes that might lead people to crime. Equally, great opportunity to combat this tragedy to prosperity. It has been destined that that is the way she will go. You can't change what is ordained by God. You cannot change it. One way or the other. It should be dead by road accident or any other means, she will. It is a premature death. But that is very close to me. I've disclosed that one. You don't have to exhibit it. Only 4 or 5 days ago, we had our chat. We were on WhatsApp to one another. I know what we, discussed. I know what we even discussed about Baba's health conditions. So we just pray that this one will not happen again.
So, people are worried that these attackers are some of these are even are you not concerned about this?
Excuse me, I am extremely concerned about security. Okay? I don't want a stigma. I can go through history of kidnapping, and you are matured enough. We know how it started, where it all started. There are a lot of copycats. How many years ago have we faced insecurity in this country and cases of kidnapping? It's Evans who was arrested and
Is Evans too was also an artsman. But let me give you an example of the artsmen and what they have done. That even the Yoruba leaders, I don't think they care, or maybe they are too old
to even know that this happened in Ogun State.
Yeah. Due to that crisis, Fulani crisis that was occurred at our country, that's the reason why we migrated to this place. We are forcefully migrated to this place due to that.
By force.
By force. It's not by willingness.
Women. Oh, man or women. How much are us, man or women?
Only you.
Are dying here.
Both the women and men migrated from that area.
No.
And
how
then people died.
They say how many people they killed there.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are few many people. But at our many people. Many people have lost their lives.
People are
still migrating because of that. At Modudu and other areas.
What happened?
It's because of the Fulani crisis. Fulani, they are killing the people anyhow.
They are killing the people
anyhow. They will move from any village, from one village to another. They will migrate from one place to another. They just keep people. That's the reason why the people are scared. They move down to
for all families. And are you understanding? And when you are coming here, you ask for you can speak for the committee. Yeah? You understand? And take a place one committee and take it the people who come to the village and take it place here. Are you understand? Le voilà encore. Le voilà. Pas de jeu. And the women, take 5 persons in the community. 5 persons in the community. The young, the women,
man. I know some of the Lagos Sabobakus who are possibly seeing that video for the first time. Probably some of you who still have souls in you. You probably feel like, oh my God, when was that? When did that happen? Well, it has happened over a year ago now, when the Fulani terrorists who have been terrorizing the people of Yewa South, Yewa North in Ogun State, and the communities in those local government areas, women, children, aged, people who couldn't make it out were slaughtered and killed, and your news didn't even report it. Yorubas slaughtered in Yoruba land by Fulani terrorists. Those who survived gave their report, and they are still in Benin Republic now. Over 40,000 people, refugees from Nigeria, from Yoruba land, currently in Benin Republic, running away, who have run away from their communities, and so many are still running away from their communities as we speak. They can't even talk about it. Are you with me? Anyway, let's go to Ondo. Ondo, where Tinubu received a grand welcome, and they told him he needs to go and bring that trophy home. Okay. Let's first go to when he got to Ondo. This part, this short one.